Hello everyone. In the previous lecture of computer network, we have discussed about multiplexing and demultiplexing at transport layer. So in this lecture, we will discuss about principles of reliable data transfer. So in reliable data transfer, we need a reliable channel. In that channel, there is no packet loss and no bit corruption in the transmission. And also data sent in that order they were sent. So it is the reliable channel for the reliable data transfer. So in that reliable data transfer protocol, we understand functionality and service of the transportation layer. So in the application layer, responsibility to sending data from sending process and receiving a data and receiving process. Now we are going into transport layer. So it provides the reliable channel. In that channel, we have used reliable data transfer protocol. So provided services in transport layer is reliable data services. So for reliable data transfer, there is a required reliable channel in which there is a no transfer data bits that are corrupted or flipped from 0 to 1 or vice versa, or lost, and all delivered in order in which they are sent. So the layer below the reliable data transfer protocol may be unreliable. For example, TCP is the reliable data transfer protocol and that is implemented on the top of, and unreliable is the end-to-end network layer. So let's these reliable services over here, and now service implementation part. After the transport layer means below layer channel is unreliable, which is shown here, and transport layer for operation perform. So first one, second one, and third one, and fourth one is here. So here the complexity of RDT protocol means reliable data protocol that is determined by the unreliable channel, and characteristics of unreliable channel will determine by the complexity of reliable data transfer protocol. Now let's understand this operation in detail. So in this four operation, let's understand first operation. This is the RDT send, and here RDT stand for the reliable data transfer, and send for the stand for the sender side. So same over here, RDT receive, and here receive for the receiving side. So data coming from the above layer to the transport layer. So RDT send function used for the sending the side of the data transfer protocol that is called from the above layer, or by example application layer, and it will pass the data to be delivered to the upper layer at the receiving side. So here RDT stands for the reliable data transfer protocol, and here as I say, send indicate that sending side of the RDT being called. Then these four operations are reliable channel operation in transport layer. So data coming from above layer and pass to the below layer in unreliable channel at the receiving side. And at receiving side, data received from the unreliable channel through RDT receiving function and forwarded to the upper layer. So RDT send operation, it is called from the above layer and pass data to the reliable channel, and after that the data to be underlying unreliable channel via RDT send function. So it is called by the RDT protocol and transfer packet to the unreliable channel at the receiving side. So here receiving side received data packet from the unreliable channel via RDT receive function. that is called when the packet arrive on the receiving side and of the channel. Now this is the receiving packet forward to the upper layer using the delivery data function. See delivery data function called by the RDT and deliver that packet data to the upper layer. And in reliable data transfer functionality, we need to implement RDT protocol 1.0. So as I say, RDT receive function used for the receiving side when the packet arrives from the receiving side of the channel, and delivered data is used for the when the RDT protocol wants the delivered data to the upper layer. So it will be called deliver data. Here only the case of unidirectional data transfer. For example, the sending to the receiving side is considered. Here, C, consider this data transfer is unidirectional and it is the reliable transfer under the reliable data channel, and even the control information will flow on the both direction. So use the finite state machine to show state transaction event that occur use of the FSM to specify the sender and receiver separately. Here any event occur at any state and it will determined by the next event. So when the event occur, the action is taken, and here arrow indicates the transactions of protocol from one state to another. Means over here this is the state 1 and this is the state 2. So in this state the event calls event transaction and that is based on the event to be taken, and here arrow notified transactions of protocol one state to another state. So now let's discuss reliable data transfer protocol version 1.0 using the FSM. So here consider the underlying channel is completely reliable. So there is the no bit error or no loss of the packets. And the finite state machine in figure 1 and figure B defines the FSM operation of the sender and receiver. So sender and receiver FSM each of the just one state. So here the data transfer over in the reliable channel, and reliable channel is perfectly reliable, means there is the no bit correction or no packet loss. So we can say that there is the data which will send to the particular sequence order in which they send over here. So we use a separate FSM for sending and receiving side. So the sender responsibility to send the data to the underlying channel, and here receiver's responsibility to read the data coming from the sender side and to the receiving side. So at the receiver side, that data underlying channel which will receive from the sender side. So let's see here diagram RDT 1.0 to understand FSM for sender and receiver. Let's understand sender side FSM. So in sender side, first initialization of state and data received from the upper layer, and after the receiving the data from the upper layer via the function, that receiving data make packet along with the data and transfer data to the underlying channel via this operation UDT send packet, and this packet sent to the underlying channel, that packet received at the receiving side. So now at the receiving side of the FSM, it wait for the data to the below layer, and after receiving that packet via the function RDT received function, and extract the data from this packet and deliver to the upper layer. Here we can see that, and FSM. So here in RDT 1.0 data transmission, we assume that data channel is reliable. There is the no bit error and no packet loss error. So here we do not case out of the feedback, means sender send data, they doesn't know about the acknowledgement here. and where the data is received or received side. So in the next version, IDT protocol. So here the sending side of the IDT is simply accept the data via upper layer, and via the function is IDT send data event. It creates a packet containing that data via the action, that is the make packet and data, and send the packet into the channel. So on the receiving side, we IDT receives the packet from the underlying channel. As I say, IDT receive packet event and removes the data from the packet via the action extract packet data and pass data to the upper layer via the action delivery data function. So here all packet flow is from sender to receiver, and that is perfectly reliable channel. So there is no need for the receiver side to provide any feedback to the sensor, since nothing can go wrong. So here it is assumed that here receiver is able to receive the data as fast as the sender send data. So thus there is no need for the receiver to ask the sender to slow down. Now, next, let's see IDT 2.0 version. So, in this reliable data transfer over the channel with bit errors using the version IDT 2.0. So, here a more realistic model of the underlying channel. This is one which the bits in packet may be corrupted. So, such a bit errors typically occur in the physical components of the network as the packet is transmitted or propagate or it's buffered. So here checksum is used to detect the bit errors and to recover the from errors, like here the positive acknowledgement, and it will receiver tells the sender that packet received, so it's okay, and negative acknowledgement, so receiver tells the sender packet had errors and sender transmit the packet on the receipt of. And here the three additional protocol capabilities in IDT or Reliable Data Transfer Protocol 2.0. So first one is the error detection. In this, first the mechanism that is needed to allow the receiver to detect when the bit errors have occurred. Then second is the receiver feedback. So here feedback can be positive acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement packets, and that packets back from the receiver to sender. Then next one is retransmission. So here a packet that is received in error at the receiver that will be transmitted by the sender. So now next is sender side of the IDT 2.0 has the two states. So let's discuss about these two states. So first one is state is the send side protocol is waiting for the data and to be passed to the down to from the upper layer like application layer. Then in the other state, the sender protocol is waiting for the acknowledgement and or packet from the receiver. So if an acknowledgement packet is received with the notation like IDT receive and is the acknowledgement, and the sender knows the mostly recently transmitted the packet that has been to received correctly, and thus the protocol returns the state of waiting for the data from the upper layer. But if a negative acknowledgement is received using the IDT receive function and is negative acknowledgement, the protocol retransmit the packet, last packet using the UDT send, and waits for the acknowledgement or negative acknowledgement and to be returned by the receiver, and in response to be retransmitted the data packet here. So when the receiver is in the wait for acknowledgement or negative acknowledgement state, it cannot get more data from the upper layer. So that will only happen after the sender receives the acknowledgement and leaves this state. So because of this behavior, Protocols such as the RDT 2.0 are known as the stop and wait protocol. So we can say that RDT 2.0 version has a stop and wait protocol. So now the receiver side FSM for the RDT 2.0 still has the in the single state. So on the package arrive, the receiver replies with either it is an acknowledgement or negative acknowledgement. It is depend on the whether or not received packet is corrupted. So receiver side will wait for the below layer and it will be called at the receiving side using the RDT receive function. So when the packet arrive from the receiving side of the channel, so then it check whether the packet is corrupted or not. So if the packet is corrupted, then it extract the packet and data using the extract and delivers that data to the upper layer using the deliver data function. Then it makes positive acknowledgement packet for using this function and send it to the sender using the UDT send function. So in above figure here we can see that the notation of the RDT receive and corrupt correspond to the event where the packet is received and it is not found in to be error or it is packet is the corrupted. So at that time receiver sends the negative acknowledgement and it sent to the sender using the UDT send function. So protocol RDT 2.0 has the fatal flow. So here three approaches for their first possibility. Acknowledgement or negative acknowledgement packet could be corrupted and it is not accounted. So difficulty is here is if an acknowledgement is corrupted, the sender has the way no way for knowing whether it was not the receiver has correctly received and the last piece of transmitted data. Now let's see second alternative for this to add the checksum bits acknowledgement packets in order to detect the such a errors. Then third approach is here. The sender simply resend the corrupted data packet when it receives the garbage acknowledgement or negative acknowledgement packet. But this approach introduces duplicate packet into the sender to receiver channel. But the main difficulty with the duplicate packet is receiver does not know whether the acknowledgement or it last sent was the receiver correctly at the sender. So thus it cannot know prior whether the arriving packet contains new data or is a retransmission. Here solution for this problem is to add the new field to the data packet and put the sequence number into this field. So whenever the receiver then need only check this sequence number, so it determine whether or not received packet is retransmission of the packet. Okay, thank you.